Hey everyone, so today is a little bit of a snow day. There's a snowstorm going on outside, so it's a perfect day for me to put my thoughts together and go through some things that I find to be very chic. So, starting off strong, I've had an obsession with conversation pins, and I think they wrap a room together so well. And if you're going for a more bold color scheme, I think it's a very unique and alluring aspect to a living room or the way you interior design. So anyone who has this, you're very chic, and I am trying to be like you in 10 years when I have my own place. I think it's a very beautiful part of a living room that you can have, or even some other place in your house. Next is hitting pan. I think I've always been a little bit this way, but I think especially when it comes to makeup, which I don't wear a ton of. I love hitting pan. I don't buy many new products unless I reach the bottom or reach pan, so to speak. And I think it's very chic that you use all your products under consuming in a world full of overconsumption right now. It should be a way of life, and I really admire that. Next is going to the library and using that library card. I think that is so cool, girl, cool guy. Just getting a ton of use out of the resources that are offered to you. Even libraries have sometimes free museum passes. I know mine does. So I think, why not use that? Why not use that free resource and just read more? I think it's so cool to read. And I think a lot of us go through a phase where we don't like reading because it's required for school, but getting back to it is so special, and I highly recommend. Anyways, I find it very chic to read and use the crap out of your library card. Next are CDs. If you couldn't tell, I'm obsessed with CDs, and I think collecting more physical media has been a trend, but also it's been a long time coming. Physical media is so special, and also it helps you to be on your phone less and spend less time on Spotify, because if you know me, or if you know anything that's going on with Spotify, we're not really in cahoots right now. It's just not. It's not a very well-run program, especially with the advertisements they're running. So I think it's very cool to go analog. Helps with your attention span, not wanting to skip every song. I think it's cool to just have CDs, and it tells me a lot about your personality. So it's like looking at their letterbox top four. That's how it feels to me. Bangles over clothes, over shirts. Very stylish, very chic. No notes. Just wraps an outfit together, spices it up, and it can make something so simple more elevated. What's not to love? Also a little niche, but it's driving your old car forever. I think this goes in tow with underconsumption. If you have the means to upgrade your car but you choose not to, I think that's very cool, because you could spend it towards your future house or even your retirement. And I think, at least personally to me, using things until they don't work anymore, like a car might need a lot of maintenance towards the end. Just using it for a longer amount of time before you get rid of it is nice. You don't need to upgrade to the newest thing every year. So I think it's very cool. And personally, I still have my old car, and I won't be getting rid of it for a long time until she's done. It's keeping a consumption journal, consumption log. So tracking what you consume, because we tend to consume a lot in a day. I think it's very cool to write what you consume. Every single video, write a note about it. I think that's very, very cool, and it keeps your mind from more mindless consumption. I think it helps with long-term focus, and it helps you realize how much you consume. So I think any way of keeping track of your consumption, very cool, and I think it's always a great idea. Next is being offline, off social media. That's a huge trend this year, but again, long time coming. Long time coming. I personally have had a lot of trouble with it. But people who have had the self-restraint or just no desire to in the first place to have any social media, very impressive, very impressive. It helps boost your creativity a ton. Not everything, like, it makes you mysterious. Not everything about you is out there in the world. And no algorithms know you, and I think that's so cool that whatever you like finds you. Ikibanas, which are flower arrangements done typically with one type of flower, but even just any flower arrangements with this sort of ikebana dish, as well as a frog flower or flower frog. I think those are so beautiful and they help spice up your space. And anyone who's into this, I'm like, you're cool. Next is financial education, financial literacy. Heavily underrated, heavily underrated. Anyone I feel who is financially literate or very financially conscious, I admire a ton. I think we can all take notes from those sort of people. We invest more in our time in learning about financial education or getting an advisor or simply creating a budget that you stick to or categorizing your expenses. I think that is huge. And just especially investments, like looking towards your long term goals, creating those long term goals, they go in tow. People who are thinking towards the future are 10 steps ahead of you in a way that you may not even believe. Finances are huge and they're not at all glamorous, truly, most of the time. And I think it's very chic to understand that and plan. Plan ahead, plan for the future. Stained glass, and so maybe I'm biased, but I think especially this singular tone of stained glass or shade of stained glass on a window, so beautiful. The way you decorate your house, I think, says a lot about you. But I understand that some people are looking to, make it, if they're trying to sell or if they're trying to rent at some point. I understand that. But I think customizing your space is huge. And I think people who go to this extent and instead of having, windows you can really truly see out of, spicing it up with these colorful windows. So special, so funky, so cool. Also, I think something that's very chic as well is having an accent color in your house. I'm someone who loves color, and I think little pops of color are huge in the way you decorate. And I really, really, really love accents of pink specifically. So if you have an accent color you love, like a sage green or a teal, personally for me, pink does it for me. So pink tile, pink backsplash, a pink sink, something fun. The way you decorate your home with little pops of color, I think makes you even cooler. People who express themselves a lot in the way they decorate their home too. So chic. And last is just being a multifaceted baddie. Just anyone who has a ton of interests, I think you're so cool. And you could talk about them for hours. Even cooler. Even cooler. Being someone who has a lot of interests, a lot of hobbies. I know hobbies are sort of a trend right now, but I think anything is better than being in class, which I've experienced a few times, where tell me a fun thing about yourself. And it's hard to think of something fun about yourself because you don't pursue much out of what you do with your time at home, like just go on your phone or watch shows. Nothing bad with a little bit of that, but I think people who are very into hobbies and are so into their own life that they don't really think about these other things as much. I think it's so cool. And I look up to that a lot because it's hard to balance it all sometimes. So people who prioritize that more, you're cool. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I know that was kind of fast paced, but I don't know. I just thought it would be fun to share on this snowy snowstorm day in New England. And yeah, it's very cozy in here, and I just thought I'd share some cool things with you. I'm excited for what's to come so soon this week and maybe some more content, but I hope you guys enjoyed and love you. And I'll talk to you soon.